Step Right Up Adventure Isle. In my opinion, honestly a little underrated of a mod, especially since it's such high quality. It's good that barely anyone has done a ranking of this mod, especially not any of my close friends that just decided to release their rankings during October as well. That would just never be the case, and I mean, if it happened, that would just be super unfortunate, and it would just be totally coincidental and not like they were trying to purposely screw with me or anything. I mean, that would just be really unfortunate. Hello everyone, I'm your host Littlest, and welcome back to Ranked, the series where I rank things. Today on the chopping block, Step Right Up Adventure Isle. Man, does it finally feel good to talk about this one. As I said in the intro, I genuinely feel like this is one of the most super underrated mods of all time, which may sound surprising given how many people do seem to know about this one. It is easily one of, if not the best and highest quality mods released this year so far, having some of the best visuals I've ever seen in an FNF mod, incredible mechanics, amazing story and characters, whether old or completely new, and of course, the music. And thus, the reason we are gathered here today, to rank all that this park has to offer. Now, before doing that though, just a quick thanks for hitting 1K subscribers, that thing, that sort of happened. I've already made an update video talking about that, and I'll go more in-depth in the outro, but seriously, thank you all so much for helping me hit that. It absolutely means the world to me. Now then, enough stalling since I know these intros can kind of drag on a bit, and I don't want that to happen every time, so let the fun... Jesus, don't do that. And did you find it? No. I mean, no. We hit 1K while you were gone, and I need that missing piece now for the celebration. So go frickin' find it. Die. Anyways, with that thing out of the way, let's just get this video rolling with... Number 8, Evil Karu. What is there even to say about Evil Karu? It is the most acid trip song I have ever played. I could not tell you a single thing that I remember about this song, but I can most certainly try. The main reason this one is so low should probably be obvious to everyone. It's a joke song that clearly had so much less effort put into it than the others. Although, the thing that physically hurts me about this song is that it does have effort. A fair amount, to be honest, which I guess proves my point that this team clearly cared about this mod. Pankaru and the other guy that I refuse to say the name of both sound fine, I guess. Like, they don't hurt my ears, and they don't exactly sound amazing either. They're just kinda there. The instrumental does, in fact, do the job of an instrumental. There's just nothing memorable here. Except for one part, which is the reason that it made me raise it up to B tier. The Sonic.exe section actually sounds pretty good to me. Now, why they decided that of all the things to put in the joke Pankaru song, they decided to use an EXE melody, I'll never truly know. But it does sound pretty good. But again, outside of that, I just don't care, man. It's pretty good as far as joke songs go, but this mod has so much more to offer. Outside of the music, the visuals are joke PNGs, minus the shockingly well-made EXE Pankaru sprites. Those are actually really well made for some reason, and the chart is perfectly fine to play. Yup, that's about it, I'm gonna be honest. That's the whole song. I will have more to say about the other songs in this mod, I swear, but this one leaves a lot to desire. And, while I know I literally just said that I have more to say about the other songs in this mod, there is still one song that we have to go through that there's not much to talk about. Number 7, Nasu. This song is perfectly non-offensive. That's about it. On to the next one. Okay, I'll be honest. I'll just get this out of the way. This does not deserve to even exist. I know that's kind of harsh, but let me explain. The only reason it's ranking higher than Evil Karu is because of the music, which I don't even really have anything that I want to talk about, because I want to save all of that for Deep Dream segment, which, honestly, that's just the best way to describe this one. It is literally just Deep Dream, but for 1 minute, and has nothing that makes that song special. But it shouldn't even be fully tacked on to the song, because Deep Dream is already the perfect length. So, while I enjoy listening to the OST upload of this one, the first minute or so being combined with the rest of Deep Dream just makes me question why this even exists. The story version of this song handles it the best in my opinion, making it an optional song that you can play in the minigame before Deep Dream. And, to be honest, if the most positive thing that I can say about your song is that it's fine, but the best choice is to make it an optional song, yeah, that's not amazing. I will admit though, one thing I do quite like about the song is the visuals. It's just pretty nice looking, but again, I think Deep Dream looks nicer, so it really just does not stand out to me at all as a song that should be recognized. Still though, it's fine, doesn't really do anything wrong, so above Evil Karu, good job, Nasu, you did it. Yippee! Number 6, Widespread. Alright, okay, calm down everyone, calm down, I get it, there's a lot of Widespread fans out there, just calm down, it was a misinput, it was a misinput, you calm down, you calm the frick down, it was a misinput! Okay, all jokes aside though, I definitely know I have some explaining to do with this one because a lot of people like Widespread. So, starting with the parts of the song that I actually like, first and foremost, the visuals. Oh my lord. I know I said in the intro that this mod has incredible visuals, but you didn't have to go this hard already. We're at number 6, my guy. The two dogs, I guess. I think one of them's called Demon. I'm too lazy to look this up to fact check for the script, so this is what you get. I'm calling them both dogs, so that's fun. But in this song, they are both beautifully drawn that I can't help but give my respect to them. They are really good. And charting-wise, this is actually one of the more difficult songs to play, which definitely keeps my attention in the second half of the song, but we'll get there. Starting with the first half's music, it's honestly pretty good. I love the instrumental here. It's so intense, with the rock sound that they went for coming across perfectly for me. Sarah's chromatic sounds super nice, and I really like how the Husky's chromatic is used as well. It all just comes together in a really nice way. I will say though, I wish that it was a little faster. Like, it's perfect the way it is, but I just feel like in my head that it would sound better if it were a little faster, which is weird because all of the melodies honestly fit the more slow rock style. If it weren't for this video forcing me to listen to the song over and over again though, I'll be honest, I probably wouldn't be able to remember any of the melodies in this song. But luckily, since I've listened to the song over and over again, I see the first half as pretty good. Almost S tier if I'm being honest. But then the second half comes in and ruins all of it. Now, I excuse the first half for not being faster, since in my head I was like, oh, yeah, there's a second half. That can speed it up, make it a bit more intense, especially with this rabid dog looking thing. But they kind of do that? Like, it feels a tiny bit faster, there's no doubt about that, but the instrumental honestly loses a lot of its weight to me, and it's just okay. Like, I feel like it gets less intense, which is not what it was going for at all, because this should be way more of an intense section, but it just kind of feels like more of the first half, which just kind of makes the song bland and blend together for me. And the vocals, oh boy, the vocals. Welcome to a trend that this mod really likes to do for some reason, that being the use of the atonals in like every frickin' song. Now, why they do this, I have absolutely no clue, and it's overall very hit or miss, this song definitely being one of the misses. Sarah sound okay by themselves, but I do not like how they are used in this song at all. Mind's Eye Squared handled it so much better, which we'll get to, don't worry, but here they just sound alright. And the Demon. It's not atonals, but for half of it, the chromatic just doesn't sound good at all. So, overall, the chromatics and the instrumental losing its weight and it all just kind of being bland kind of moves it down to maybe even a B tier section for me. Maybe C tier if I'm feeling bad that day, which, while it's shorter than the first half, so I don't feel like it weighs as much on the song as the first half does, I still don't feel right putting it any higher than A tier, which, to be fair, is still super good, don't get me wrong. But I just feel like this is a lot worse than the other big songs from this mod, and is easily the most overrated song in this mod. Like, oh my lord, you guys are putting this in first? Really? Come on, guys. It's a good thing that there's not another song that has to do with a killer dog in this mod that also has a bad atonal section, right? Right? Number 5, Face Me. Yo, what the dog doing? So, Face Me. Face Me, Face Me, Face Me. The second dog-related song we've seen so far, and it will not, in fact, be the last. I'll be honest, before making this video, Widespread used to be above this. Mostly because I just did not like the second half of this song at all. However, as fate would have it, this one actually switched with that one, making this second half actually be pretty good. Let's just go in order here, though, starting with the first half, aka my favorite part of the song. The big 6 songs in this mod easily have some of the best visuals I've ever seen in FNF, as I talked about with the last song, and this one, overall, might be one of, if not the best example of that. I know, there are some really good art examples in this mod, but everything in this song just comes together for me. The expressive posing on the dog, the beautifully drawn backgrounds, and the dogs/ducks all look amazing, which, that last piece actually leads me into my next point perfectly. This song is also home to one of my favorite mechanics from this mod, that being the shooting. It is literally just what you do in Duck Season, shooting the ducks to survive. It is such a cool mechanic, both gameplay-wise and reference-wise, which, by the way, just saying, this song representing Duck Season is an amazing pick for a song. I love that game so much, and I'm so glad that it got represented in this song. The instrumental sounds like 8-bit music, while still having enough in it to sound amazing. David's chromatic sounds really, really good, and the dog is confusing, to be completely honest. At first, I was gonna complain that the dog was way too quiet, sometimes even being overpowered by the instrumental itself, and yet, it's not like that on some of the OST uploads, but like, sometimes it is, and in the gameplay it most certainly is, which I know that sometimes the mixing can change between uploads and where it's uploaded and all that, but like, it's kind of weird because that's the main flaw with this, is that the dog's mixing is off, but it's not always off, so it's kind of hard to rank this. I'm gonna lower it a bit just because of that, because, of course, the gameplay is what matters the most here, so it being worse in the actual game kind of hurts its score, but like, some of the OST uploads, it sounds fine, so if you're just listening to that, that won't be a problem when listening to this. Besides that, though, the first half is completely flawless, although that does lead into the second half, which, while I respect way more than I used to, it is still most certainly weaker. For the most part, it's good, reflecting the horror side of Duck Season well, with a super nice rock instrumental. The dog and David both sound really good, although something does seem a bit off, which, if they're right, I now know thanks to my friend Yawletter that this part is in 5/4 time, which definitely leads to it sounding a bit wonky, but most certainly not bad, and definitely what they were going for. And, if you don't know what 5/4 time means, look it up. I'm a YouTuber, not a music teacher. But, then we get to the main problem of this song. I hinted at it at Widespread's entry, but here, God, the atonals. They've grown on me, I will admit. The dog actually doesn't sound half bad at all to me. But David? Oh, what did they do? I don't particularly like them at all, but to be honest, even though they don't really sound that good to me, they don't hurt the song too much, since this is just a short section at the very end of the song. No, the real ending, that's my biggest problem with this song, to be honest. Look, I really, and I mean really do like the ending cutscene here, and it mimics Duck Season perfectly. It's just that a whole dang minute of the music is dedicated to the ending? Like, again, it doesn't hurt the song too much, especially since while playing the mod, especially for the first time, it is such a nice set piece, but like, that in combination with everything else just kinda hurts it enough to lower it down to S tier. And the fact that I'm saying that a song with only a few flaws lowers it down to S tier in this mod is crazy, especially since this is number 5. It's just absolutely crazy. I'm telling you, this is one of the best mods ever made. Speaking of, hey, we're already in top tier time. So, let's just go ahead and get on with that. Number 4, No More. While Duck Season was the most hype reference in my opinion, this one was a dang close second. Fun little fact about this ranked, this was by far the biggest a close race for first was. Like, sure, in ranks past, All Stars vs. Unbeatable was rough, but this was basically that, but with 4 songs. Any one of these 4 could easily be first in any day, to be honest, but I have just a tiny issue with 3 of them to justify each of their placements, with No More unfortunately being 4th. Now, where do I even begin with No More? The art is pretty cool, albeit probably the weakest in the mod outside of Evil Karu and Nasu. The mechanic is pretty neat, where you just have to find Mama before she drains her health, yada yada. It doesn't really add too much, but I think it's neat enough to make the song slightly better. The one cool thing I'll note about it though is that the direction Mama goes in is hinted at by directional sound, which is a really neat touch and helps with the mechanic just to flesh it out a bit more. Speaking of sound, oh my god, the music! While the art is good, and I think the gimmick is neat enough, the music is easily what carries the song to 4th, and why it is almost 3rd, to be honest. Again, these 4 were incredibly close to me. Anyways, the music is so freaking good, man. For starters, I love Ruby as a character. Everyone always goes on and on about, oh, Sarah this, oh, she's so cool, and oh my god, Thumper, that guy's awesome, he should have got a song, hopefully he gets one in the next update. And while sure, I agree with those, no. Ruby is honestly my favorite, funnily enough. Her design is super cute, it fits in perfectly with Tattletale's vibe, and her chromatic. Wow! I love it so much, and that's not to understate the other 2. Tattletale is actually really good, with the bass chromatic sounding good, and him also having one of my favorite uses of atonals in the whole mod. Mama also sounds super good, although I think at times it's mixed just a bit too quiet, which is honestly the one thing that makes it rank lower than the other 3 here, and that's how close this was. One slight mixing issue is what pushed this one below the other 3. That's how close this was. But Ruby, her chromatic sounds amazing and fits the song so well. She just sounds like just a scared little girl with just a bit of confusion in her voice. It really is just handled incredibly well. And the melodies too? Oh lord. The song starts out slow and eerie, with Mama joining and turning the song into a really fast and intense song. The main melody here is unironically my second favorite from the mod, contending for first. It goes so hard, and it gets to play twice, which is such a nice treat. And would you believe me if I told you that it was super close to not being my favorite part of the song? Yeah, I know. I just praised the melody for it being amazing, and it's almost beat by something else. There's one part of the song that I have yet to mention yet, and that's the instrumental. It's just overall the best part of the song, maybe even the best part of the mod. Best instrumental ever. Oh. It complements the vocals perfectly. It feels so full and complete. There's just so much in it, and that middle instrumental break, it genuinely goes so hard. The chart is incredibly fun to play in this section. The No More Mama chant is nice. Just everything adds so much, and it makes this section just peak. Just genuine peak. I have nothing else to say about it. It's just amazing. I'll be honest. The other 3 songs ahead of this may have something that makes me rank them higher, but No More feels like the most complete and solid song in this mod. Maybe even contending for that role in all of FNF. Like, it has everything that an FNF song needs, and for that reason, I completely see this song growing on me in due time. But, for now, I am totally fine with it resting at 4th place. This is probably a shocker to many of you out there. At least, those of you who know me personally, you probably thought this was gonna be at least 2nd, maybe even 1st. But I can assure you, you're not dreaming. Number 3, Deep Dream. Like with No More, this one could very much switch with number 2 depending on what day of the week it is. This song is best described as a fever dream, but unlike Evil Karu, that's what this was going for, and it's perfect. Nasu really was just a taste of this, and the full thing? Where do I even start here? The whole song just flows super well, being broken down into essentially 5 different sections. Madatsuki's opening, Mono, Monoko, Ponoko, and Ubo? Look, man, I probably butchered every single one of those names. I don't speak complicated names. It's not my fault, I swear. Each one has their own different style, being broken up by the most beautiful melody in this mod. I know I just got done saying that No More was the second best one from the mod, and there was one more that is my favorite, but if I'm gonna be honest, that was kind of a lie. No More and my favorite melody from the mod definitely win when it comes to just being super catchy and just, you know, fun to listen to, being all exciting and fast and all that, and they're just really good melodies. But this one just kind of wins. Like, I will always go for those types of melodies over the one in Deep Dream, but Deep Dreams is just by far the most beautiful and nice sounding melody in all of FNF, to be honest. Yeah, that's right, not just this mod, but in all of FNF. It's just shaped so well to fit each section and brings the song together so nicely, which is a good thing though, because it's used a lot throughout the song, but since it's so long, it really doesn't feel overused, which is nice. Besides that though, each section is completely different stylistically. The opening is just a nice lead-in with Madatsuki, turning into a more curious sounding section with Mono, with the two of them re-singing the main melody up until Monoko comes in. While I honestly don't have a favorite part of this song due to them all being so unique and special to me, if I had to choose one, it would be Monoko's part. It's just so bouncy and fun feeling, and I love how wacky Monoko sounds. Now would also be a good time to mention the instrumental, which is, funnily enough, really simple. The simplistic style actually works in this song's favor, as while most songs would fail with such a bare-bones instrumental, I feel like this one has just enough to still be good, while not being too overwhelming due to the whiplash of each new section already having a lot for the song to handle stylistically. Poniko's section is just a nice chill vibe, all of the girls' chromatics being similar enough to make the melodies and duet parts nice, but different enough to still sound distinct from one another. But so far, nothing I've described has really said why I like this more than No More. But, well, that's just because that's it. It's the ending. Deep Dream, being the fever dream that it is, has to end on a complete tonal change with Thesaurus Ubo coming in and destroying everything, reminding us that this is, in fact, still a horror mod. The ending has such an eerie and honestly a bit of a disturbing vibe to it, with the instrumental barely existing besides some faint sounds and creepy echoes. And then there's Madatsuki, trying to break through the silence with the main melody once more, but being completely cut off by the constant reminders to wake up. It's just such a cool and unique ending to a song that I can't help but adore it. I know I didn't really touch too much on it since they're both not nearly as important as the music itself, but the art in the song is pretty good, and the chart is about as good as a slower songs chart can get, so not too exciting and fun to play, but enough to keep you engaged. All in all, Deep Dream is an S+ song, and a really good love letter to Yumi Nikki. Now, what could have beat it? Well, these last two were an incredibly tough decision. There was the one that had been first for me since I first played the mod, and then one that is most certainly unexpected from a lot of people. I know most of you who don't know me personally probably expected it to rank high, but for those of you who do, I've always talked about it being an overrated song, but here we are, ranking it in the top 2. So, what's winning and what's getting number 2? Well, let's find out. Welp, here we are, the top 2. And, as I hinted at previously, there's one that has been number 1 since the start of me playing this mod. And those of you who know me personally definitely know what's coming. So, by process of elimination, this is 2. Number 2, Mind's Eye Squared. Mind's Eye Squared. Honestly, I never really thought I'd see the day where this song got so good for me, especially not beating the likes of No More and Deep Dream. Before making this video, I thought this song was incredibly overrated. Heck, me and a friend group had a joke about me placing Color from Urple Guy over this song. Yeah, Color, the joke song, over Mind's Eye Squared. But after being forced to re-listen to it over and over again for this video, I finally get why it's so freaking popular. There is a lot to be said about this song. First and foremost, like its infinitely worse counterpart, this song is also pretty difficult charting-wise, and while I think part of that does get a bit spammy at times, which is a little unfortunate, it's nothing that makes it not fun to play. The art though, oh my, this art is the best song visually from the whole mod, and it's not even close. Like, look at this! All the characters used are so expressive, and the beautifully drawn style from Widespread is also back with the main demon, which, speaking of, this song has officially overthrown Paranoia as my second favorite visual gimmick. Now, what song is my favorite with a visual gimmick? You don't get to know that for now. I'll tell you that when I eventually get around to ranking that mod. But, after the beginning of the song, the entity just completely takes over your PC, using sliding around on your background and spamming pop-up windows to spread the word. It is just so cool, and the extra layer added by... yeah, I'm not saying that name. It's just the icing on top. It is amazing visually. I love how it uses your background on your PC already, the rips and tears at the very end of the song peeking through, all the pop-up windows having unique art to them. It's just, all of the details here look beautiful. I'm really glad that they fixed this in the hotfix, because before then it was broken for me, meaning I didn't even know that this happened until recently, which probably helped raise it for me, I'll be honest, but another part of that was most certainly the music. Now, music-wise, this is a bit tricky. It has a somewhat big criticism for me, but at the same time, the song is also incredibly well made, and that one criticism is also the strongest part of the song. It's really confusing, we'll get there. I think Sarah sounds overall better here than she did in Widespread, especially her atonal sections. They sound a lot better here. The demon is good, and the instrumental is just a non-stop incredible feel. Also, good time to mention it here, this is it. This main melody is just the best from the mod, which is a really, really good thing since it actually plays into the biggest problem with the song in my opinion as well. I feel like this song really doesn't have too much creativity when it comes to melodies. Like, it's either atonals, this main melody, which is amazing, or, like, 2 or 3 other original ones. There's honestly not much up until this idiot section, which, to be fair, this ending of the song does fix that problem and is overall the best part of the song, but honestly, for like the first 4 minutes, it's not too creative. Does it still sound amazing? Yes. However, while I think it deserves second at the moment because of how strong it is for me right now, I won't lie. Because of this problem, and due to the lack of originality, I can totally see myself liking this one a lot less than Deep Dream and No More after re-listening to it over and over and over again after this. But, for now, it is an incredible finale type song for the mod, with how intense and desperate it feels. It's just, man, I don't have much to say about songs that are just overall really, really good and well made, but there's a reason I put this one in second. However, if you've been paying attention and have a brain, you probably already know what number 1 is, so no more stalling, let's just hop on over to it. Number 1, Mortis. I mean, come on man, it's Mortis. Unlike the last 3, I genuinely don't have any problems with this one. Nothing. Are there some things that I personally would change? Yeah, maybe, but it isn't something that I see as a mistake or a problem with the song, just some minor tweaks that would be nice for specifically me, which honestly is a rare sight for an FNF song. Where do I even begin here? This is based off of Faith, if you didn't know, which, trust me, I didn't either at first. And while I don't exactly get why they chose this game of all of them to be the fake-out final song for the mod, man does it sound excellent. John, Amy, Father Garcia, Michael, all of them just sound incredible. I've always been a sucker for bit-crushed vocals, and literally all of them here fit the bill. That is this whole song. The instrumental fits each section perfectly while still being able to mimic that 8-bit Atari sounding style at the same time. And just, lord, each section is beautiful. The powerful opening, the lead-in with Amy, Michael's entrance, John's solo, the four-way battle, and then the ending exorcism, just all of them sound so amazing in their own right. And if I went in depth as to why, we would be here all day. But nah, I'll just let TMG do that someday. One interesting part of this song is that it doesn't really have a main melody. Like, I know that some of you are going to go down to the comments and be like, oh, yes it does, there's that one melody that repeats over and over in the song again. But only really similar to Deep Dream, it is shaped so well into each section that I honestly don't even treat it as a main melody for the song, because it really doesn't feel like it's Mortis's melody. It just sort of feels like a motif, sort of, just kind of something that they snuck into the song over and over again to see if anyone would notice, because if you didn't know to look out for it, you would not be able to tell that that was the same melody used in the song before it. It's just really nice. This whole song is just super well made, and I love it. I'll be honest though, there are quite a few repeated sections throughout the song, although none ad nauseum as with Mind's Eye Squared, so none of them really feel... I will say though that there are a couple of repeated sections throughout this song. Again, nothing main melody like, but the repeated sections here are amazing, especially the ending exorcism part. It's basically just a repeat of the beginning section, ending on a reprise of John's opening solo, and I know I've said this before, I love when songs end on a reprise of the main melody, and this is basically just that done to a massive scale that I just love. Genuinely incredible work, River. You've once again outdone yourself here. Now, while the music is easily the best part of the song, the art and chart are both really good. Charting is just your average run-of-the-mill good chart, but the art is actually super nice, mimicking the style of Faith really well. There's also quite a few sprites here, at least a couple per section, which is just super impressive. There's just not much else to add, to be honest. I wish I could talk about this song more, but just, as I've said before, if a song is just flat out good with no flaws, there's not really much I can say. Like, I don't see anything wrong here. Like, sure, I can sometimes hear out some people's criticisms of the song, but none of them are really big problems to me. This is just one of the best songs ever made in this community. This mod is one of the best things made in this community. Please, if you haven't already, go check it out. It's super well made, and the whole team behind it is just amazing. Links will be in the description below. But with that said, I don't have much else to say about the song. It genuinely is just peak. Oh, hey, outro time. How fun. It's me. Outro cup art. Really cool, I know, awesome. So, the spooky Halloween video is finally done, so I can just chill for a bit. Except, oh wait, no I can't, I have 1,000 subscribers now. So yeah, as I said at the start of the video, I probably have a lot to add here. There's just a lot that I have planned. I don't really want to get into any of it, because I don't want to spoil any of the surprises I have, but one of the specials is most certainly going to be a ranked. And yes, I said one of, I have quite a few videos planned for that. But besides that, I don't want to reveal too much, so we're just gonna let that chill out for now. The next ranked is probably going to be either Hit Single or versus FNAF 3. Again, I don't really have a schedule with these videos, I just kind of do whatever I feel like, but I promise to try and be a bit faster with this next one. Like a lot of projects tend to happen, Series 2 grew much bigger than I ever expected it to, mostly just because of the support from Mario's Madness Ranked, which again, thank you all so much for. I love that everyone's enjoying that video that much. However, if you want to see some more videos from me, I honestly recommend looking at the new playlist I introduced to the channel. It's basically just for all the videos that I've appeared in on cameos for other people's channels, of which there's already a few, not too many, but a few, so if you want to go watch them, I would definitely recommend. All 3 of the videos currently in there are amazing. I loved appearing in them. It was just a really fun time to collab with some other people. But, getting back to this ranking video, here's the full tier list. Yeah, I wasn't kidding. This mod is genuinely peak incarnate. I love it so much. Again, if you haven't gone and played it, please do. It's just absolutely incredible. I'm running out of words to describe how much I like this mod. But, with that being said, that's about all I have for me. So, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It's quick, it's easy, and it's free. It's like putting river water in your socks. So that's nice. Also, it helps me create these videos at all, so, you know, if you want to enjoy more videos, you know, make sure to subscribe and all that. But make sure to like, comment, turn on notifications, all that jazz. All of my main socials are in the description below to follow, including a new Blue Sky account, so that's pretty sweet. Yeah, no, that's about it. I don't really have much else to add. I don't really want this outro to drag on, and, you know, you guys can go enjoy your Halloween. So, that's about it. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!